Hello guys, we continue our web SEO conference day, and our next speaker is Boaz Sasson from Similarweb, who will tell us about the modern keyword research for lazy SEOs. Boaz, you have the floor.
Hi, thanks for having me. So my name is Boaz. I work for Similarweb. We a market intelligence firm, something like analytics for anybody's website. We've been online for 6 or 7 years. Our current product is probably 3 years old. I've been in SEO most of my life, and I'm currently heading SEO, PPC, and social. And I guess we can just get right to it. So I'm going to talk about keyword research for lazy SEOs. Keyword research has changed over the years. A lot of Google's spam fighting techniques or initiatives have actually made life easier for SEOs. It used to be very much an exact match type of game, and now I currently see it more like broad match or broad modifier PPC match type. It's sort of the same logic is working well for SEO, and it makes our life much easier if you know how to play their game. So, without further ado, this is a little bit about our company. The easiest way to learn is from other people, and same for keywords. What I traditionally do now is I'll find 3 or 4 sites that are either similar to the company I'm working for, or bigger is better, and rip their keywords. Now there are different ways you can harvest or rip sites' keywords. I use our own tool, but it's not the only way to do it. Alexa, Compete, SEMrush, there are many tools that will let you do the same kind of thing, even though I think it's a little easier with our tool. So yeah, we'll take other people's keywords and try to use them. So this is our screen. Sorry. This is the Similarweb Pro screen. What I've done is I've basically, say I'm working for some Indian hotel project. Yeah.
We do not see your screen, we do not see the slides. So if
you do not see it now. Oh.
Yeah, you have to share your screen with us.
Can you see it now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, sorry. So I've found 4, 5 major sites. These are all Indian travel sites. They're relevant to my imaginary client, who is mostly hotels, Indian travel, mostly hotels. I've got my 5 competitors. I've put them in our platform, and I pulled the search keywords for the last 6 months here. Cleaned out most of the brands, and that leaves me with about 60,000 keywords, and this took me about a minute and a half to do. So I've got 60,000 keywords, which is a lot, a little too much really, and I need to clean them a little. What I do is keyword density. Keyword density is something that any SEO that's been around for a while remembers. It's a concept we used to like, and then it died, and I'm going to try to resurrect it. Basically, it can be very useful. Not in the traditional sense. I don't count keyword density. I don't recommend looking at density too much when you're optimizing, but the concept itself and the tools can be very helpful. So there's a tool that I have nothing to do with. I just, I liked it. With PPC Campaign Generator. It's basically a macro for Excel. You put in a list of keywords. I think it can function with I've used it with about 42,000 keywords. Download the macro, open it, enter the keywords basically that I've taken from here. Put them in, and it'll break down your list into 1, 2, and 3 keyword groups based on density. It helps to clean up the list a little. In Excel, basically, either filter or Control F and take out stop words, to, the, in, of, words like that. Makes it a little easier to work with the tool. And then sort. What happens, if you look at the screen, you see my original keyword list on the left, broken down into 1 word, 2 words, and 3 words. Now, out of the 60,000 keywords I started with, the 2-word list is actually, I mean, it takes a little cleaning, but it's actually almost all full of really good 2-word phrases. These are my main terms. This shows me what people are looking for in the industry. Since I've been looking at fairly big sites, I have a range of words from tour packages to railways to guest houses, hotels, buses, and so on. These are my main terms. And to the left, we have long tails. Now this is a mixed list of long tails. What I do is, when I look at my 2-word list, and these are basically, this is broad going sideways, my large list, and I can start focusing now a little bit more specifically. Now let's say I'm thinking of hotels, so I'd basically I'd filter, back to Excel. I'm filtering my list for terms that contain hotel. Take that list, put it back into the keyword density macro, and a really good list, very, very quickly, for my main keyword, my main hotel keyword groups. These are, I mean, if I want to get really granular and dig in, these are the words that people are searching for. I have frequency, which is similar to volume, showing me how popular this was, and the 3-word group are my long tails for hotels. So I know best hotel booking site, 3-star hotel, 5-star hotel. This is what people want when they want a hotel in India. And you can keep refining this list by the hotel, travel, air, bus, whatever. Filter out words you don't want. Let's say you're not looking for bus users or visitors. Just filter it from the list and then resort. And for travel sites or any kind of geo, then you can also do by city. Put your city in, sort by density, and you'll see all the searches that people perform when they want a hotel by city, very, very quickly. This does not take much effort at all. There's no use. It's taking up more time than is needed. But the basic approach is harvest keywords from your competitor sites or the leading sites, clean the list up. It's important. And then sort by keyword density, fine-tune, filter, and recheck. And keyword research that used to take me 6, 8, 10 hours sometimes, I can probably do in half hour to an hour now. And I guess something else I should bring up is in terms of the usage for the keywords. Because of the recent changes, you don't really want to overdo your matching. And if you're using something like the keyword density, then let's say you're looking, we're back to hotels, you're looking at hotels, all the frequent words that come up with hotels, I call them modifiers, are words that you can sprinkle on your page or in your content, not necessarily near the word hotel. They can be anywhere on the page. You basically quickly make lists of the words that are associated with your main search term. Use them on the page naturally, and Google tends to rank you fairly well for it these days. That's it.
Okay, boss. Thank you for interesting presentation with the examples. Now we have times to go into some questions. So we'll see if we have some questions from the audience, but While I'm doing that, there's one question from me.
Yes.
As your presentation was for lazy SEOs, you've shown the approach of selecting a vast amount of keywords in order to work with, but the more keywords you have, the more difficult it is for your website to optimize. More pages, more complicated on the web page, it's more complex to do the backlinking. So what is your approach to choosing the optimal amount of keywords for a web page?
It varies. Like I used to say one or two main terms and then a few smaller long tail type searches. Today I work on sites. If the on a decent page, I could be targeting 4 or 5 different keyword groups and hundreds of long tails on one page, doing it naturally without spamming. I don't really want to give examples, but I mean, a homepage for a site that has very few words, getting traffic for thousands of different terms. And I think the trick is to think of keyword research as a broad modifier, where hotel is your broad term, modifier are all the other words that people search for when they want a hotel. In our case, hotel comes up with, you know, order, book, rooms, different cities, 5-star, 3-star, cheap, rates, stuff like that. So and all these words are words that you would naturally use in copy about a hotel. And having the word best, cheap, room, star on your page is going to be natural, especially if you're not thinking, okay, I need to have best hotel, I need to have hotel deal, cheap hotel. It doesn't work that way anymore. You don't need to have cheap hotel, best hotel, and hotel deal. You just need to use the modifying words on the page somewhere. And for the main terms, the harder the head terms, yeah, I would have I would have hotel in my title. I'd probably use it in my H1. Definitely have it in your inbound links, but I wouldn't overdo it. Like I wouldn't have the same phrase in my H1, H2, meta title, meta description, URL. You don't want to make it too obvious. It feels like when Google thinks you're over optimizing or you're targeting a keyword too aggressively, you're not going to rank for it. So, but sprinkle it. Don't overdo it. Don't think too much of density. Think of natural usage. Think of the words that are normally going to appear on a page when someone is searching for hotel. Use them naturally, and Google itself will know that if you have the word best and the word hotel, you'll probably rank for best hotel, assuming your content is good and the site itself solves a problem or helps the user. If you have a spammy site that's only purely for arbitrage with $5 text, might not do so well.
It
But
definitely won't.
yeah. I'm trying to be gentle. But if you're solving a problem, then it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much at all. Something else to keep in mind that a lot of people forget is that Google has a memory like an elephant, and that means that if you have words on a page that targets, say, I don't know, hotel in Goa, and this text is on my page for a month or two, and then I change the text, I add text, I have different text. Many times, I'm still going to rank for hotel in Goa as long as the page is relevant. So what I've done in the past is use words, get ranking for them, and then change my words. As long as the theme is the same, many times you're going to retain your historical rankings. Now, memory, a lot of it probably has to do with your backlinks. I mean, you want relevant anchor text pointing at your pages, but I've had fairly good experience with this. Basically, recycling your real estate.
Tip for SEO guys, how to do the rankings for lots of keywords. Another question from the audience is that we've been using Similarweb tool for some time now, and we've noticed that the quality of the numbers, they are quite precise, let's say. So the question is, how do you manage to collect such good data?
We have a lot of people working hard. I mean, I guess political, a lot of people are working on it. Been doing it for a while, so it's a matter of learning. And we collect a huge amount of data. We have a very big panel of users. Most of our data comes from users. We're not scraping Google search results for information. I mean, we do some scraping, but it's complementary. Our core data comes from a panel. Our panel is probably, for most countries in the world, except maybe China and a few exceptions, we have a panel that's a few percent of the internet population. More than 1%. Can't really say how much, but it's fairly big. So we know what people are searching for, basically. We're not guessing too much. We have estimation algorithms, you know, they modify, all sorts of issues that need to be dealt with, but we basically have a huge collection of data that we're starting with. So it makes it a little easier, and our numbers are exact numbers. I mean, they are getting better and better, and we can be off. What we do really well is ratios and trends. That we have pretty much nailed it. So even when like on a smaller site, you have 5, 10, 20,000 visitors a month, we might over or underestimate exact visits, but we're gonna have the trends and the ratios nailed fairly well.
And this is what is actually important, because it's not usually about the numbers, but about, as you've said, the trends. You have to see where it's going.
Yeah.
And the last question from our audience is again returning to the question of selecting the keywords. What is your point of view of selecting and grouping the keywords by competitiveness and frequency volumes?
It depends. I used to do a lot of checking for competition. Basically, when I used to do keyword research, you're looking at relevant keywords, volume, and then it used to be competition. And today, I don't look at competition so much, assuming I'm working on a site that's got some history. It's not brand new. Brand new sites are going to be different. Sites been around for a little bit. I'm going to look at the words that are most relevant to me and have volume. I'm not going to take one. I'm not an ego SEO. I'm not going to be trying to rank for hotel on a new site, or even an old site immediately. It's not going to be my goal for a while. But I'm going to take all the 2-3 word terms, and I'm basically going to take the ones that are relevant with higher volume, and not worry so much about the competition. It doesn't seem to it's not as important as it used to be. You can easily get lost. There is no one easy, good, foolproof way to check competition. I hope no one uses AdWords, the keyword tool for competition values, right? Because we're SEOs, not PPC. So all you have are third-party tools that they don't always do it that well. There can be a lot of, once you start digging, you put in a list of 1,000 words, you get competition, you start checking pages automatically. A lot of things don't make sense. So I ignore it. I'll go for volume and for relevance. If I think I can answer the intent behind the search, I'll take the one with the more volume.